Yo, what is going on, guys? So today I'm going to be giving you a few tips. If you've been at the gym like just over a year, maybe a bit longer, maybe a bit less, I'm going to be giving you a few tips that can help you to carry on seeing gains. So I've done videos like this for the beginners, but now I'm going to do it for those people that are a bit more intermediate, more advanced, that know a bit about it, but still need some more tips to get bigger. So before we get right into that, please make sure you click in this card to go watch my recent video where I see who could beat me on the punching machine. It's right here. Make sure you go check it out. Definitely worth a watch. It was made really well edited. So make sure you go check that out. And also, please make sure you are following me over on Instagram. Just drop me a follow, drop me a like, drop me a comment, whatever you want. I might follow you back. All right, let's get into the video. So the main thing that you need to make sure you're always doing when training for size and strength is progressive overload. So everyone always talks about progressive overload. I've mentioned it so many times, but if you don't know what it is, it might be really confusing. You won't know how to actually do it. So what progressive overload is when you put more stress on your muscles each time you go to the gym. So whether that's more stress by a different exercise, different amount of weight, so heavier weight, or more reps, it's all just extra progressive overload, extra stress on the muscles, which will help them grow. So that is one of the most important things. I found myself just using weight I was comfortable with rather than pushing myself to that heavier weight because I'm like, oh, I can't do 10 reps. You don't need to do 10 reps. 7 reps is perfect to gain hypertrophy. If you're looking for strength, 5 reps is perfect. If you're going for like muscle gain, muscle size, mass, 7 is probably the best option. So yeah, there are a few ways you can progressively overload. So for example, one session you might be benching 60 kg. The next session, even if you've not got any stronger, you want to try and put on 62.5 or something like that, just to progressively overload, just to get better, just to put your muscles under higher stress than you did last time, and then you will come back stronger. What I found myself doing was always repping out on 60 kg for bench, and that's so light for me. I shouldn't be doing that. So then last session I repped out on 80 and I actually got 5 reps out, so that will build strength, so that was good. And I've actually increased my bench press from 90 to 100 in not actually that long. I've been on 90 for so long, but then the increase from 90, 95 and 100 was really quick because of this new method that I've been doing. So yeah, progressive overload is so important. So tip number 2 is kind of the same as the last tip, but is a bit different. So I've just started powerlifting, which is a really good way to build strength, obviously in bodybuilding, but it also builds the muscle mass, muscle size. So do make sure you are involved in some heavy lifts, whether it's just one lift at the beginning of your session or a separate day like I have, which is compound day. I'll put my split on the screen right now so you lot can see that. But yeah, always make sure you are doing heavyweight compound lifts because they are really important for muscle gain. So now another one that a lot of people still don't do, maybe not even know, is overloading the eccentric. So that means the negative portion. So in a bicep curl, this is the positive, the concentric, and then the eccentric will be on the way down when you're letting the weight down. Same with bench, you got the concentric and the eccentric. So if you're overloading the eccentric, that is literally the portion of the movement where it tears the fibers down, and the torn fibers is what builds them back stronger and bigger. So if you're not overloading that, you're just pure missing out on an opportunity to get bigger. So you need to make sure you overload the eccentric, no matter what exercise. It can be on a squat, a deadlift, a bench, a row. Overload the eccentric. Another big one, it's not that important, but it does help, is stop using so many machines. You don't need to use a machine to bench. You don't need a chest press. You can literally use a bar. Using free weights is so much better. It just is. You get more range of motion, you get more stability from other muscles that help out to do the movement rather than just be focused on your chest, because that won't build all the stability that you need to actually carry out a bench press. It's just too strict. It doesn't allow you to do the full range of motion. It won't get you the full gains that you could get out of when doing it with free weights. So that's another tip, use free weights. So tip number 5 is get a big stretch on your muscles, no matter what muscle you're doing, no matter what exercise. So if you're going for a bench, you want to come all the way down, get a big stretch on the chest, on the pectoral major, push it back up. Same with the bicep curl. If you're doing preach curls, you want to get that full stretch and full back up. School crushers, exactly the same, full stretch on any exercise, any muscle. The full stretch is the thing that will tear those fibers down. So make sure you're getting that stretch. So if you think of it as a big rubber band, if you pull the rubber band as hard as you can, it will put tension on it. And if you pull it too hard, obviously that band will start to tear and then snap. That is what you're doing with your muscle fibers. So the more stretch you put on that muscle, the more fibers that get torn. And as I just said, the torn fibers are what grow back and what make your muscles grow back bigger and stronger. So tip number 6 is one people still don't do. You could be going gym for a year and still not doing this. And that is train every muscle part. The main 2 that get overlooked, actually I'd say the main 3 that get overlooked, are abs, legs and back. I don't get how you can miss out back. If you want to have that big V shape, that big wide shoulder look, you need to do your lats. Like, you can't ignore lats. Lats are so important for everything. The V shape, the wide shoulders, the tight waist, it's just such an important thing to do. And legs, if you have a big upper body and some twig legs, it looks awful. Like, my calves are a big weak point for me at the moment. That is why I'm working on them quite hard at the moment. There will be a video coming out on that soon. But yeah, you need to make sure you are involving every muscle group. Don't be one of them that's like, oh, I'm bulking, so I'm not going to do abs today. Do abs. You don't want to be fat when you're bulking. You still want to have the most ab development as possible when bulking. It's just a benefit to have abs while you're bulking. So why miss them out? Plus, it builds core strength and stability when you're doing an overhead press, row, trap shrugs, anything. You need that core stability in your stomach to carry out those big lifts. So you got to do abs just for the strength purposes if you don't really want the aestheticness. So tip number 7 is train 2 to 3 times a week. So if you're only hitting your muscle groups 1 time a week, that's not enough to get the maximum size you could out of your muscles. 2 stimulations a week is probably the best amount. If you have time to do 3, then you're winning. Do that if you can. I only do 2 at the moment. But what I do to build strength is I do deadlifts 3 times a week. So I'll do deadlifts on back day, leg day, and compound day, just with different stances to differentiate the muscle group that I'm working. But that's what I do for strength. If you want to do it for hypertrophy, which is like muscle gain, muscle size, literally just implement extra exercise, extra workouts for the muscles that you're slacking. So if you can only get in for like each muscle twice a week, what I would do is just do maybe shoulders extra, maybe shoulders at home if you can, go in an extra session just for shoulders, just for biceps, whatever you're slacking on, just do a bit extra if you need to. So yeah, my plan will be on this video, but if you need it sent to you, just message me on Instagram or Snapchat, I will send that over to you. But I think my plan is really, really good to get everything in that you need. So I'm going to just talk about that right now, actually. The tip is to use my split, because my split is perfect for the intermediate trainer or intermediate work. What do you call yourself? Bodybuilder, whatever you want to call yourself. Yeah, so if you're intermediate, you've been doing it about a year, listen to my split. So the reason why I think my split is so good is some muscles actually do get tapped into 3 times a week, which is like perfect. And I also got that compound day for that strength building where I can do your PRs, your 1 rep maxes, your deadlifts, your rows, your squats, your bench, whatever you want to do on that. Then you've also got the isolation exercises throughout the week. I just think it's really good, especially if you're a really busy person like me. I've got other commitments, other things to do. Only 4 sessions a week to get all of that done, I think is really good. So make sure you are taking a look at my split. Try it out. If you don't like it, fair enough, but I think it is really good and really efficient. So I think the main tip, if you're trying to put on size, the hardest thing to do by far is eat enough food. I know how hard it can be to force that food in you if you're not hungry. I suffer from this myself. I can't get all the food in, but you've got to push yourself to eat. You've got to, if you're going out, you've got to make sure you have a meal before you go, a meal when you get back. Don't try not to spend all your money when you're out on food, because I know a lot of people end up doing this because it's just convenient, but you got to try not to do that. Just get in enough meals at home. So there's a thing called an anabolic meal, which means you eat half an hour after working out to fuel the muscle repair. And if you don't do this, the food just isn't there to fuel your muscle repair. So your muscle doesn't have anything to like feed off to grow back stronger. So you need to make sure you're getting that 30-minute prior of working out intake of food, protein shake, whatever you do to get your protein in to fuel your muscle repair. Make sure you're getting that in within 30 minutes of working out for that anabolic repair meal. So yeah, that's pretty much it with my tips. If you need any more tips, just let me know. Anyone that's messaged me on Instagram, I've replied to about training tips, food tips, anything like that. You can message me on Snapchat. I'll put my Snapchat up there. And you know my Instagram, make sure you drop me a follow. But yeah, make sure you stay tuned for more video. And again, make sure you go and check out my recent video where I challenge people to beat me on the punching machine, because it's definitely worth a watch. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bless. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.
My D is short, man.